This is day 7 of my 100-day challenge. I know a lot of people have thought that my studio is organized. Most of the time it is. But with this creating, there's a lot of little piles. The rest of the house needs to be organized as well. So today's video, I'm going to talk about one of the processes that Abraham Hicks talk about in their book, Ask and It Is Given. At the back of the book, they have 22 processes. And what those are for is once you find out where you are on the emotional guidance scale, and I posted a blog post about that before I started my 100 days. So I'll put a link below to that blog post, and it has a printout of the emotional guidance scale. So you find out where you are, and then you go over, and the 22 processes, it tells you which one would be good for you to get you higher on that scale. And it's all about feeling better than where you are. One more. One more. One more. Here is the book that I'm talking about. Ask and It Is Given. Very good. Easy to read, easy to understand, and so much information. And in the book, pages 239 to 244, process number 14, and it's called Clearing Clutter for Clarity. And this is what the emotional guidance scale, I printed this out, and I've highlighted 2 processes that are good for everybody. And then I went across, and this is about where I am usually, and some days I'm even higher and some days. But it shows you which processes are good to get you to the next level. You want to be at the top, which is joy. Joy, joy, joy. And the simple exercises, one of them is called Wouldn't It Be Nice If? And it gets you thinking. The focus wheel, I'll talk about a focus wheel in another video. But today, there seems to be a lot of tweets, Facebook messages, blog posts, and other people talking about clearing clutter. And I thought I would tell you about the process in Ask and It Is Given. And what they suggest is getting boxes all the same size, and they suggest about 20 of them, and then use 5 or 6 at a time. Start throwing stuff into a box. Use a recorder to record what you've put in that box, and then use a flashcard to put somewhere into a little booklet or whatever, so that if you do want something out of, if you're, okay, let's say you're looking for a phone cord or something, and you've thrown it into box 6. So you would go to a flashcard that has P for phone cord to see what box it's in. So on there it would tell you that it's in box 6. My daughter is presently moving from Toronto to Calgary, and she found an iPhone app, and it's called In That Box. And that's what she's using, because that's how she packs, is she fills a box and she records everything that's in that box, so that she knows that box 22 has whatever when she gets to the other side and needs something. So instead of using a recorder, there's a phone app for you. And I'm not sure if it's just for iPhone or Androids as well. So check it out. Look for the app called In That Box. They tell you that once you have filled all those boxes that you want filled, and your room, you're happy with how your room looks, put all those boxes together somewhere in a closet, the basement, the garage, whatever. If you don't use them in 6 months to a year, then you're never going to use that stuff. And I can say that for sure, because I had some boxes of stuff out in the garage when we moved here 7 years ago. And so last year when I was doing the garage sale, I thought, I haven't used it in 6.5 years. I'm not going to use it. So it went in the garage sale. Then it just happened that I'm re-listening to some of the podcasts for Everyday Attraction on Blog Talk Radio. And I'll put the link to the exact podcast. And they talk about clearing clutter. I am a person that when I am making art, I do create a mess. Like today, right now, I had to make a whole bunch of cards last night. And I put most of it away, but there's all this little stuff, you know, like this, and ink pads, and the stamps are still here, and so, yeah, this desk looks really messy. And then on my cutting table is spools of thread that I use for my artwork, and pieces of batting that I was going to sew together for the fabric postcards, the remnants. And I do know that I feel I am more creative if I clear something up and then make like a small basket or a small box of items and only use those items. Gotten me thinking about all this stuff that I have in my room. And so even though it's organized, I think I'm going to go through. I have a video of my studio tour. And I have a wall of these drawer units. And I think I'm going to go through them and clear some of that out and take some out, you know, put some different stuff in there so that it's more organized in here, and start using some of this stuff up. And stuff that is in the 2 closets, that especially that one over there I haven't opened for 6 months, all that stuff is coming out of there and it's going to be gone. Every morning, I'm getting more and more in touch with who I want to be and where I want to go. And I think that's what this whole 100-day challenge journey is all about. Finding out where you want to be. In between making art, I will be doing a lot of sorting. And I'll be sending it to other people or giving it to the thrift stores locally, or just tossing some of this stuff. Life is amazing. It is. Some days I am at the top where there's joy, joy, joy. I am just, this is life-changing, honest. It is, yeah.